Well, here we are at Massacre Rocks State Park in Idaho, in southeast Idaho near Pocatello. We're a couple hours from, or an hour from Twin Falls and a couple of hours from Salt Lake City. This is a pretty cool state park. It is named because there were a lot of massacres from the interactions of the Native Americans and the pioneers here. And I'm guessing it has something to do with the basalt cliffs behind us. This whole area is volcanic, so all of the dirt we're walking on is all volcanic dirt from the basalt.
Very sharp. The rocks are very sharp. If you grab onto one for just a brief moment to hold on while you climb up, you're going to get your hand shredded.
Behind us is the Snake River, which the pioneers on the Oregon Trail followed through Idaho and Oregon all the way to the Columbia River Basin. It's pretty cool. It's a slow-moving river here. We've seen it in Twin Falls where it gushes through.
Yeah, rushing, but
pretty
here
cool. It's a nice, calm, peaceful river.
Yeah.
We saw people boating on it.
Yep.
We're here for a couple nights to see what we think of this state park so far. What do you think?
Big surprise. I don't know why I'm surprised, because out west there's rivers that carve out canyons, there's volcanic rock, there's all kinds of really cool rock formations here, which is a surprise to me for some reason. But also there's two islands out here that at first I thought it was an oxbow, but it's really an island, and it's just beautiful. It has trees and more brush on it, sagebrush, and the river kind of wraps around it, hugs it, and goes around to the next island and goes around it. It's really pretty against all these rocks that are really ancient and harsh looking.
I think you're probably coming here for the landscape viewing and the history, and I don't think you'll be disappointed. It's a very interesting landscape, like we said, with the volcanic rock and the basalt cliffs and the Snake River running through it, and the history of the pioneers coming through. The Oregon Trail was just a few miles from here. When you're pulling into the state park, you can go the other way just a mile and visit Register Rock, where a lot of the pioneers scratched their names into the rock. So we'll check that out on our way out.
You might also be coming here to kayak or bring your canoe to go boating, because it is very gorgeous, and there's fishing also. So if you like calm rivers to boat, I would definitely bring a kayak here. If I had my kayaks, I'd be in here and just paddling around just to see even more up close and be immersed in the river with the landscape in the background.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
We're impressed so far.
Love it.
My favorite part about filming these videos is talking about the activities in each campground and waiting for Christina to say bird watching and picnicking.
Now we can add a reptile watching because there are lizards here.
We took a little hike around the campground. There's a trail that goes down near the water and up over some interpretive sign areas, I think, that overlook the river.
Although hard to read.
Very hard to read.
The sun is very strong here, so it doesn't take long, I think, for them to get faded.
So I would put hiking as one of the activities. There's nothing that's a real long hike here, as in most state parks. Most state parks just don't have the space.
How about exploring the rocks?
Okay.
Because that is super fun. You can scramble over them. There's little caves that they create. Exploring.
Lots of rattlesnakes to find in those caves.
I did not find one rattlesnake.
But your kids will love it. They'll love climbing around all the rocks and the hills between the campsites. There are little trails is too strong of a word, but like little paths everywhere, which does make it kind of confusing if you want to take the official nature trail.
Yeah, because we already got lost once.
It's hard to get lost though, because you can see everything. It's not like you're in the woods or something like that.
Right. You can see everywhere you go pretty much.
But just know that if you come here, nothing is marked. There aren't any signs that tell you what trail you're on.
Okay.
Or which way to go.
It was marked.
No.
There was a little wooden sign that showed a hiking person.
Yes, but it did not tell you what hike that was,
that is
or
true.
Which way to go.
That is true.
Or how long it was, or anything like that.
It just said it was an official footpath.
I would, if I had one comment for them to improve on, it would be some sort of marking for the trails. I don't like getting lost. and wandering around.
We're coming to a dead end, and
Yeah.
I guess we can't go any further here because I really don't want to climb up that sheer cliff.
Yeah, so they could work on that, I think.
Or
they did have
fall off that sheer cliff.
They did have a map that was at the visitor center, and they do have paper maps to give out. So they
yeah.
do have maps of the trails. They're just not marked anywhere.
And extensive. I mean, fairly extensive maps, and they had, or trails, and they had a different color for each one.
Yep.
I will also suggest pink and red and purple kind of all look the same.
Yeah. But on our rambling walk, what we did find was a basketball hoop in the middle of the day-use parking area.
Of the desert.
In the middle of the day-use parking lot.
Yeah.
There is a basketball net for some reason. I don't know. The other thing that they list on their site, which is seemingly popular in the state parks out here, is disc golf. So they had a course. You can buy frisbees or discs. I don't know what the aficionados call them. But you can buy them here, and you can go around and play all the holes.
There's two different courses, you said, right?
No, I think there's one course.
Okay.
So that's listed here. It does say that you can swim in the river at your own risk because there are strong currents and things. We did see people boating on it. We did see a couple walking down to the river.
With their kayaks.
With their kayak on a little trailer thing. And I think they had a stand-up paddleboard in a kayak.
Yeah.
So.
And it wasn't a trailer, per se. It was two wheels.
Yeah, a little helper thing.
Yeah.
So that's an activity here that you could do for sure. The river, although the Snake can be treacherous in some areas, it looks pretty calm here. But I'm not a
right
river
now,
expert,
and we're
so.
not in the spring. So spring, as most people know in most areas, it's more rain. So the current could be more in the spring. But you could check the USGS rate to know how fast it's going.
Just get out before you get to Shoshone Falls and Twin Falls, because that's a big falls. Or the Cauldron before it.
Yeah, that would just beat you up if you went through that.
So plenty of things to do and see in this campground.
Wow.
I would say still bring some activities for your kids.
Yeah, of course. Always do that.
Since we're on a paved loop, we saw kids riding their bikes up and down last night.
And somebody was bringing their basketball down to the basketball court.
Yep. So some things to do here. And I would advise, as always, bring your own things too. Also,
going to the Nature History Center is something to do also. It's very pretty and it has a pretty overlook and some interpretive signs there also.
Even has a diorama. And some artifacts from the area from the pioneers' days.
Yeah.
This was a stopover for the pioneers coming on the Oregon Trail. So kind of a cool area.
It is a very cool area. Awesome.
We're sitting here in campsite number 26 that we picked at random. And I think it turned out to be a pretty good one. It's pretty flat.
So you didn't look at Google Maps?
I did not.
And satellite? You did not look at satellite? That's a little tip right there, that we will look at the satellite view to kind of get a good view if there's not too many trees.
I like to be in something that's a picturesque location if possible. So if we're on a lake or a river or something, I would pick that. If those are full, I try to take something on the end that's away from the bathrooms, and 26 is fulfilling that. We have a good distance between our neighbors. We can't even see
them.
Yeah, if we sit in our campsite, we can't see any neighbors at all. We
Maybe
can hear them a little bit.
the top of their screen house.
But we can't see them. We can hardly hear anyone.
Very secluded. It's very nice.
Very good spacing between the campsites.
Yes.
And pretty level, I would say.
And one of the reasons why we can't see our neighbors is because it's very hilly here, and there's lots of really cool big rocks. So the hills and the rocks and the trees and bushes give you lots of privacy between your neighbor.
The site is dirt, gravel, maybe? I don't know what I'd call it.
Mixed in with dirt. It's probably more dirt than gravel, but more fine gravel if it is gravel.
But pretty level. I put out 2 blocks on each of the front tires, and that got us level.
Yay.
So we're here 2 nights, so I wanted to get us somewhat level before we stopped and pulled in. As far as the trees, though, the trees are very short juniper bushes, so you're not going to have a lot of shade from these trees. Although if you looked on Google Maps, you would see green everywhere throughout the campsite, through the campground.
Sorry. But you do have shade from the hill. So when the sun is coming up, the mornings are pretty nice and cool because it's hot during the day here in the summer. But the morning is super cool, and you probably can tell a little bit that there's a hill right behind us. It's probably at least a story or two tall. There's rock and hill.
And one of the cabins, one of the 4 cabins that they have, is just up the hill. Looks like it probably has a pretty good view. The cabins look pretty cool. There's a couple that are across the street from us down on the water side, or the river side. And then they have 42 campsites throughout here. I'd say it's a pretty good campground.
Oh yeah.
It's quiet, decently quiet. Although we're just a little bit off the interstate 86 going through Idaho near Pocatello, I can't really hear the highway at all.
That's a really good point, because yeah, we're right off the highway. It's super easy access to get on and off, and I did not hear it at all.
Now we are in the lower campground. There is an upper campground that's up the hill, so they might hear it a bit more, but I'm guessing they're enough away from it, and the highway isn't that busy that it's probably not an issue. And then we have the Snake River on the other side, and then these really cool basalt cliffs on the other side of the Snake River.
With volcanic rock. It's very cool.
Hence basalt.
Little rock islands in the Snake River. Really cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool location. It's an unfortunately named state park, Massacre Rocks, because of, I think it was 1862, there were some skirmishes with the Native Americans where some pioneers were killed. I think there were 10 of them killed, and this happened not that frequently as we think it does, but unfortunately it happened here. But that's a long time ago. Now it's a pretty cool place to come and hang out. Campground's great. We had water and electric
in our site. And one of the things I wanted to mention about this site in particular is right now the picnic table and the fire pit are over by the tent pad. So if you have an RV and you back in, your living space, outdoor living space, is up in front instead of over where your awning is. But if you are camping differently, then maybe it doesn't matter. Or like you had said earlier, maybe we could move the picnic table.
Just drag the picnic table over.
And the fire pit over.
Yep, not a problem. Sometimes the sites are backwards and your utilities are on the wrong side and things like that.
But the utilities here are on the correct side.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep. So power and water, there is a dump station here that's kind of out on the main road and then down a little bit. No sewer hookups here. They do have a bathhouse, set of bathrooms with flush toilets, and then on the back side of the bathrooms there are 3 or 4 individual locking door shower
Which we
rooms.
Love all
Those
that
are our favorite
privacy.
kind.
Feel a little bit more protected as an individual, that you can lock yourself in a space that nobody else can get in, and just have a private shower and not have to worry about all your stuff and yourself, and love it. Love that kind. Yeah,
free showers, no tokens, no quarters. Just push the button, water comes on. So free hot showers.
And this site is right across the street from the shower. So we had mentioned that we didn't want to be near the bathrooms or shower houses, but we kind of are. It's across the street and down some steps and to the lower level, getting closer to the Snake River. Yeah, it's in between. This is the lower campground is kind of a big loop, and the bathrooms are in the middle of the loop between all the campsites. And each loop also, the loop part of the road that is closer to the river is lower than the other part that passes that same spot. So it's almost like tiered. So each loop, the closer you get to the river, the lower it is, but also the farther back you get, the higher it is. So almost everybody has some kind of view of the Snake River. Yeah, it's pretty cool. The bathrooms are clean, perfectly usable, no problems there. There's trash throughout the campground. Like I said, there's a dump station. Well, there's not trash. There's trash receptacles. Cans. So non-bear proof, so no bears. It's a clean park. Yes, very clean. No trash around, that kind of stuff.
Overall, I would say good campground.
May I also say, I love that we've had birds visiting. We had a wren, the cutest
canyon
thing,
wren.
a canyon wren, who just came over. It was like he wanted us to feed him, or he was just saying hi. He was checking out our rig. He went into our tailpipe. He went up on the tire. He was saying hello to our kitty cat and us. Super cute. I think he was just finding some bugs.
I don't know. They're birds. And there was a juniper titmouse too.
I saw it.
So,
Yeah.
other than that, we haven't really seen any wildlife, although the board at the visitor center asks you to list all the different wildlife that you've seen, and
A badger.
yeah, I don't think there's a badger here.
There could be badgers living here.
I don't think so.
Badgers are smaller than wolverines, I believe. So yeah, they could live here.
So, nice setting amongst all the juniper trees by the river, by the Snake River.
Gorgeous. It smells like juniper, and not like the bad kind of juniper. I don't know if there is a bad kind, but you know what I mean. Like, it doesn't stink. It smells gorgeous.
There you have it. It smells like juniper.
A great time to be at this state park is in spring and fall, especially because it does get hot here in the summer. However, we are here in August. It got up to 85, but it felt a lot hotter than that. So the best time to come here is spring and fall. This is a year-round state park, so you can camp here year-round. I love that we have electric, so we can have the AC on when it's too hot, and we can have our heater on when it's too cold.
As you all know, one of the things that's most important to me is connectivity at the campsite. We have Gen 3 Starlink, and there are no trees over us. There's probably no trees over any campsite in this campground. So Starlink is working just great. We have great speeds with Starlink. As far as cell service goes, it's pretty good. I wouldn't say it's great, but it's good enough to send, receive emails, maybe watch some videos and things like that. There is no Wi-Fi here, so don't count on that, but your cell service should be just enough for you. The other concern I always have is the cost of a site. This, for one night with water and electric, was $52.38 for us as out-of-staters, and that includes taxes, the $10 reservation fee, and the day use fee. It's all included, and we were able to purchase all of it, including the day use passes, while we checked out on the website. Now, reservations can be made up till the time you roll into the campsite, as long as you have service. So same day reservations are fine. You do need reservations for these sites in Idaho, and the Idaho website uses their own system as far as I can tell, and it works just fine to be able to book a site. You can see what the site has, the length of the site, and things like that when you're booking. All works perfectly fine. We are able to book online, no problems.
So would you come here again?
I think I would just come here if we were passing through. I don't know that this would be a stop for me again.
Not a destinational place?
No, this would be, I guess if you're coming from the west, like Oregon or Northern California, maybe you'd come through this way on the way to the Tetons, Yellowstone, something like that. And
would you pick this state park as a place to stay a little longer, just to kind of recoup, or would you only want to stay here 1 or 2 nights?
I don't know there's enough here for us personally.
There is for me, because I'm an explorer.
Okay. I think we've been here for 2 nights and 1 whole day now, and I'm getting a little bored.
Now, I will say if they have kayak rentals or bike rentals, then you could stay a little longer, because then I would take a whole day to rent a kayak and go down the Snake River or up and down the side.
Yeah, I don't know where you'd take your bike to. We're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, bikes. Yeah.
There aren't any small roads around here or anything like that, so I wouldn't suggest that.
True. Good point.
Yeah, the closest big town is probably American Falls, about a half an hour east of here. That's going to have a Walmart and a gas station and things like that. That's a bit far to be shuttling back and forth from here. So if you're coming here, I would plan on bringing all your supplies with you when you come and not leaving. So.
And nothing else really nearby to explore and see.
No. In the west, it's probably Burley, Idaho. Not much there either.
We are kind of out in the middle of nowhere.
So I would come here if I hadn't been here before, see the pioneer stuff, see the inscription rock, the one that they all wrote their names on and things like that. Check out that kind of stuff. Check out the cliffs. Maybe rest here for a couple days. But I wouldn't see myself staying longer than that, especially in the summer.
Yeah.
So overall, thumbs up, thumbs down?
Yeah, thumbs up. I like it.
So I'm, I don't know what to pick for this one. It is a good campsite. It does have some cool history. There are some cool things to do here.
Are great.
But it's a little on the expensive side for what you're getting.
Tell me how much it was.
Like $60 a night.
Oh, so that's a lot.
We're non-residents, so we're paying that fee plus the day use fee. So
$60 compared to a Florida campground that is less than that has a lot.
Yeah, there are other park systems around the country that have more for the same price, or more for a lower price even in Texas. So the Idaho is a little on the expensive side for me, so I don't know how to rate it. It is a cool state park. I wouldn't take anything away from it. My only drawback is the price.
I really, really appreciate having electric. So we have our air conditioner going, and we're very grateful to have that because the RV does heat up in the sunshine, even with all the shades. So we would have survived, but it would have been pretty hot.
No, we wouldn't have. We would not have stayed here if we didn't have plug-in AC. But overall, yeah, I'll give it a thumbs up.
And it's beautiful.
With the caveat that the price is a little steep.
All right.
Thanks.